All right, one more sleep, friends. Just a few hours and everybody will be packing the track. And, you know, some people probably are already asleep, let's be honest. But
some people are already partying, probably. I would assume,
that too. We've already begun. But, you know, if you're packing up maybe the car for tomorrow, it's like, okay, do we bring the umbrella? Do we bring the sunscreen? Both?
I don't. The sunscreen always.
Yes.
The rain gear, you know, I poured over this forecast with the rest of the weather team today, really to try to narrow it down. Two things I mentioned earlier, the temperatures, which is where we're going to start, because they are going to be cool. And I know I've been really kind of debating this whole rain chance thing, but I don't want it to be lost that the temperatures currently in the 50s and 60s, which are expected to be the same, close to the same temperature by around midday tomorrow, that could be a big concern on the track. Now, I showed you this earlier. The second thing I was mentioning is the rain chances. I don't think you're going to necessarily need rain gear. And while this particular model, which always looks a little bit bullish with the rain that it shows, it is producing some rain showers earlier in the morning before the race starts, but then even as we get into the afternoon. A couple of things to keep in mind. If you are looking at this going, why are you saying a 30% chance of rain? Because while some of this may fall, there's some drier air that's in the mid and lower levels of the atmosphere that may eat up some of this. That's what we're really banking on tomorrow. If we don't have that dry layer in the forecast, it doesn't really, we could see the possibility of some rain showers. Now, this particular model has really done a great job. This is the one we've been relying on. It does keep a little blip of some drizzle or sprinkle here and there. I don't think it's going to be enough to cause too many concerns, but I wouldn't rule it out completely, even during the afternoon. Now, I think this particular model goes the other direction. It tries to clear us out at times, getting us up to 70. I actually think we're going to stay locked in with some cloudiness. Certainly possible we could see a peak of sunshine, but of course with that cloudiness, it's going to keep our temperature on the cooler side. So again, here's where it stacks up. 30% chance of some drizzle or sprinkle. Most of that is loaded towards the early part of the forecast. Temperatures expected to be in the 60s. Now, I'm counting on clouds in the forecast, but I will say that if we break into the sunshine, this 64 is gone. We get up to 70, but it's kind of an all or nothing scenario when it comes to the forecast for tomorrow. If we do make it to 64, that would put us in 5th place for coolest high temperatures on the day that the Indy 500 ran. I know it's a little bit of a language thing there with exactly getting what the statistic is, but on the day that the Indy 500 ran, these are the actual high temperatures, not necessarily the temperature when the race started or during the race, but that would put us in 5th place at 64. If we get warmer than that, it really knocks us out of the 10th place pretty quickly if we get above 66. Beyond that, we're expecting a lot of that moisture to move out of here, dip farther to the south. This will set us up for what I think is going to be a pretty nice Memorial Day. We'll probably start with a good bit of sunshine. Some of the clouds will start to filter back in, but we're going to hold off on the rain chance, even though there may be some showers trying to move their way in. Again, we think dry air is going to sap that moisture out of the forecast. So we'll call it partly cloudy for a good portion of the day. Temperatures close to 70 for Memorial Day, building some clouds in as we get into the afternoon. As far as the 7-day forecast, we do expect Tuesday to bring in a chance for some scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder with highs in the 60s. We warm back up into the mid 70s for the rest of the week, but there are significant rain chances in the rest of the forecast.